insane. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good. Darkest memories, now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good.
mama bugging, I'm so quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed, I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking it galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up, I stay up. Put your bitch on my Snapchat, while I make her. She want a chance with me, cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shawty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my putting. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poopy, yo, bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel it, now I feel it. Your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel it.
welcome back to the We Are City channel. Thank you everyone for joining us for Champions League action here today. Manchester City versus Juventus, an away game for City in Turin, which might just be the final nail in the coffin for City and their European dream, because I think a defeat here today almost certainly looks like City might miss out on the playoffs. We've got Islam here, we've got Lisa here, Twasev as well, and the score predictions already coming in. Thank you very much for that. Score prediction already from Lisa, a 1-0 win to City. Twasev has gone with a 2-1 win for City, as does Islam, and a few people unhappy with the City starting 11. But as Lisa's pointed out there, a couple of injuries return. Mateo Kovacic back on the bench today. So let's run through quickly the Manchester City side. Or should we start with the visitors? We'll start with the visitors, as Manchester City sit in 20th place as it stands in the Champions League at the moment. They've got to finish in the top 8 with only a few games remaining. It looks like City aren't going to get there. PSG in 24th place. Also Real Madrid in 18th. It's looking like it's going to be playoffs for Manchester City if they are even to win today. So Di Gregorio starts in goal for Juventus. It's a back four of former Manchester City man Danilo, Gatti, Kalulu, Savinova. Then they also have Mamo Locatelli in the midfield with Kepran Turam and Kupmayes either side. Young, exciting Turkish international Yildiz on the left, Konate Şau on the right, and Dusan Vlahovic, the big Serb, through the middle. As for Manchester City, we have got big change in the side because the Ortega experiment seems to be over Pep Guardiola already. Ederson comes back in. Captain Kyle Walker somehow keeps his place in the side with Ruben Dias, Josh Gvardiol and Rico Lewis making up that back four. Onto the midfield three, it looks like it's going to be Ilkay Gundogan, Jack Grealish to the centre once again, as we saw him shine at home at the Etihad against Forest, and captain, or he should be captain, I think, my captain alongside Diaz, Kevin De Bruyne. On the left is going to be Jeremy Doku. On the right is Bernardo Silva. And through the middle is City striking Viking Erling Haaland, who did miss a massive chance again, excuse me, against Crystal Palace at the weekend, but should still scored a really good header. Probably should have scored more goals. This is going to be an exciting one in Italy. I really do think that. So get commented in the live chat. Let me know your score predictions and so on. That will be massively important to see how we think this game is going to turn out. The Champions League group stage is looking pretty bad for Manchester City, or the league stage as it is now, and City don't look like they're going to be going through. Lisa says 1-0. Well, you might be right there, Lisa, with a 1-0 prediction. I don't think this is going to be a game of goals. I know that they do play in a very expansive way, do Juventus. Thiago Motta is that sort of manager, and that is good to see. And we're not entirely sure how Manchester City are going to line up today. Are we going to be a bit more conservative, I suppose, in our approach, because we're worried about whether we're going to go through or not? I'm not entirely sure. MK says a 2-0 win for City. Could be right there. Aston Villa, by the way, currently sit third in this Champions League league phase. We'll just run through the league so you guys can hear it. So the top 8 automatic qualify. Then positions 9 to 24 get into the playoffs. 25 to 36 are out. So this is how it's looking. Liverpool at top of the table. Then it's Leverkusen from Germany. Aston Villa in third. Inter Naziale in fourth, Brest from France in 5, and also Lille in 6th, Barcelona in 7th, and Borussia Dortmund in 8th. So not really. I mean, quite a few of those sides you wouldn't say are the top sides in world football. As we work our way down then, 9th place Bayern Munich, 10th place Atletico Madrid, 11th place Atalanta, 12th place Arsenal, 13th place AS Monaco, 14th place Sporting, 15th place Club Brugge, 16th place Benfica, 17th place Milan, 18th place Real Madrid, 19th place Celtic, and all the way down in 20th position is Manchester City. 21st is PSV, 22nd is Juventus, 23rd is Dinamo Zagreb, and in 24th place, surprisingly, after playing 6 games, is Paris Saint-Germain. The teams that are all currently out with a chance of qualifying and outside that stage are Feyenoord, Stuttgart, Shakhtar Donetsk, Sparta Prague, Sturm Graz, Girona, Manchester City onside, Cervena Svezda, RB Salzburg, Bologna, RB Leipzig, Young Boys, and also Slovan Bratislava. What do you predict? Asked Lisa. Ooh. I predict a 1-1 draw. Maybe that's too conservative for myself there, but I think a 1-1 draw today. That would put City on 9 points and would not put them up. However, a win would take us up to 11 points, would still keep us out of the automatic qualification stages, way outside, because Dortmund, Barcelona, yet to play today. So 11 points would put us around Atalanta level in 11th or 12th, depending on Arsenal's result as well today. They are all to be played, aren't they? Games today, we've got Benfica, Bologna going on today. Milan versus Cervena Cervesta. These all kick off at 8 o'clock. Borussia Dortmund against Barcelona. Feyenoord against Sparta Praha. Obviously Juventus versus Manchester City. Stuttgart versus Young Boys. And also Arsenal at the Emirates against AS Monaco. Earlier today, there has been games today before this one. Benfica, obviously playing later. It was Lille who came out 3-2 winners over Sturm Graz. We also saw Atletico Madrid come out 3-1 winners against Slovan Bratislava. Julian Alvarez scoring an absolute beauty in that one. And yesterday's games are pretty exciting and full of goals as well. A 3-2 win by Real Madrid over Atalanta. A 90th minute winner from Nordi Mukiele gave Leverkusen a 1-0 win over Inter Nazionale. We saw Leipzig lose 3-2 to Aston Villa. Unai Emery's side fantastic. And an absolute screamer from Jean Duran in that one again. I mean, what a player that Colombian is. Paris Saint-Germain 3, RB Salzburg 0. Club Brugge 2, Sporting Club de Portugal 1. Bayern Munich come out 5-1 winners over Shakhtar Donetsk with an absolute spectacular individual goal from Michael Olise. Stade Brest beat PSV Eindhoven by 1-0. Liverpool beat Girona by 1-0 thanks to a Mo Salah penalty. Liverpool very poor in that game. And then finally, Dynamo Zagreb 0, Celtic 0. So, lots going on in the Champions League. Certainly exciting and very exciting season in the Champions League for qualification, and it's definitely made a big difference to the group stage. Maybe made it a little bit more exciting, but it has added a lot more games. Sadly, City lose 2-0, says Andrew. I hope I'm wrong. Well, that's a very negative prediction from Andrew there. We're trying to be more positive than that if we can be. I suppose I said a 1-1 draw, but I am not convinced at all. Like Andrew, I'm not convinced. I think this could be a defeat today for Manchester City, and City crashing out the Champions League. It really could be that bad for City today. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Manchester City turn up much better than we expect at the Allianz in Turin. But we're just entirely sure. I mean, City have had a really poor Champions League campaign, a really poor Premier League campaign, and a pretty poor Carabao Cup campaign. Although we play Salford City, do we, in the next round? Or is that in the FA Cup? I think we're... Are we even out with the... Are we already out of the Carabao Cup? Are we already been knocked out? Of course we have. Spurs knocked us out. So, City have had a really, really poor start to the season. And in the Champions League, in our previous fixture, a 3-0 lead against Feyenoord, thrown away to be outcome a 3-3 draw. Let's see how things go, though, in the Champions League tonight. There's a bit of a light show here in Turin before this one. In Italy. Juventus, I'm not as scared as Juventus as I would be in the past. I mean, they've got a good side, yes, but they're not the Juve side of old. They've got some good players in their team. Some players that I think would be good at Manchester City. I would say that Koopmeijer is a very good player. Kepran Thuram, Manuel Locatelli, Dusan Vlahovic, although I don't think he's a real out-and-out finisher. Yildiz in that left-hand side. Conche Xiao is very attacking, very exciting, the former Ajax and FC Porto player. And of course they do have former Manchester City man Danilo in at right back, who actually probably would be better for us than Kyle Walker is. Douglas Luiz, former City player, also on the bench today, but it's nice to see Danilo coming up against us. He's actually outlasted Cancelo. They went in a swap deal, didn't they? Danilo stayed at Juve all this time, and Joao Cancelo has left Manchester City by now. And also big news and quite an interesting stat. With 74 appearances today, he becomes the most appeared player for Manchester City in Champions League history. And that is Bernardo Silva, who could play on that right-hand side today. So out come the two sides here in Juventus. Manchester City versus Juve. What a game we have here in Turin. City wear the third kit today, the burgundy kit. Ederson is back into there today. What do you think about Ederson being back in for Manchester City? Do you think that Stefan Ortega should have started ahead of him? I'm not entirely sure. I think Ederson had a poor game against Feyenoord. Pep Guardiola's given him his chance to impress. And a fantastic flag display here around the stands in Turin with the colours of the black and white of Juve. But right down the centre is the green, white and red of the Italian national flag. I think Italy's certainly a place that many people would like to play in their career. A very strong league. Lisa believes Ederson should be back. Yeah, I think a few people think Ederson shouldn't be actually been dropped. I mean, last season I know it was sort of a different story, wasn't it? But yeah, he is back in there. And I think that he's obviously a great goalkeeper, Ederson. I do think he's got a mistake in his game. I think he's a better on-the-ball player than Stefan Ortega. But we have to say, Stefan Ortega has not let the club down when he has played. I don't think he was really at fault for the goals we conceded against Crystal Palace. I think Kyle Walker was particularly poor in that one. And he just seems to play week in, week out, despite the performances. I know a few people are saying we should drop Kyle Walker today, and I do agree with them. But the problem is, who do you drop Kyle Walker for? Because in that City side, with the injuries we have currently in the defensive area, with no Manu Akanji, no Nathan Ake, no John Stones, we don't have a backup left back to Vardiel, we don't have a backup right back to Kyle Walker. Rico Lewis really has found his place more in central areas, more midfielder. You've got no choice, but if you don't start Walker, you play Jamai Simpson-Poussey at right back or at centre back and push Vardiel back to left back. It's difficult, isn't it, to understand what we should be doing with the side. So I think to start an 18-year-old away in Turin in a big game against Juventus, a crucial game in the Champions League, I think that is too much. And we saw how that worked out against Sporting Lisbon, a 4-1 defeat. I think we need a more experienced head in there. Although I did think that Simpson-Poussey was really let down by the players around him in the game away at Sporting. I do genuinely believe that. Some good players in their bench. Weston McKennie, Fagioli, Timothy Weah, son of legend George Weah. Obviously Douglas Luiz, former Villa man and former Manchester City player. Handshake between Kyle Walker and also Danilo. Two club captains. And I suppose today from the performance we'll see which one we would have preferred at Manchester City. Both joined City at the same time. So City will just run through the starting 11 again. Ederson does starting goal. We've got a back four of Rico Lewis, Josh Vardiel, Ruben Diaz and captain Kyle Walker. The three in midfield. Gundogan, De Bruyne and Jack Grealish. And then a front three of Jeremy Doku, Erling Haaland and Bernardo Silva. Could easily be Bernardo in the middle as well. City have got some experienced players on the bench and some youngsters. Matthew Hudson, young goalkeeper on the bench. Scott Carson's injured. Josh Wilson-Esbrand as well. The two players that aren't on our graphics because we have named 11 players on the bench today, Manchester City. But then we do have James McAtee, Nico O'Reilly, Simpson-Poussey, Jacob Wright, and the more experienced players in Phil Foden, who's back from bronchitis, Matheus Nunes, Savinho, and Mateo Kovacic as well. MK if City play well and give it their all, I can live with them losing. Well, let's hope they do play well. But a defeat here today, I think, is City out of the Champions League, unfortunately. So, two big teams go head-to-head. Juventus, one of the most historically successful sides in many years, alongside Milan and Inter. Roma. I think we should give Carson a game, says Lisa. I know a lot of people seem to be Carson fans. But it is Jack Grealish in midfield, it is Bernardo on the right, and it is Doku on the left. And it is, of course, Vardiel partnering Diaz at the back. So kick-off is underway here in a big game in Turin. Back to Ederson we go with a big long ball by the Brazilian up towards Erling Haaland. Gatti wins the header. Conceição can't keep it in. Very, very tricky winger is Francisco Conceição. Son of the former Porto manager, got his debut under his father. Then went and made a name for himself on loan at Ajax. Played really well in the Euros, didn't he, for Portugal? And that convinced Juve to make a move for him. I think it's a loan with an option to buy for around 30 million euros, which isn't a lot for a player of his quality. Joshko Vardiel for Manchester City. Lewis back to Vardiel. And back in towards Ederson. Well, Thiago Motta, the Italian manager of Juve, is a very, very good coach. Found his real calling, didn't he, with Bologna. Got them into the Champions League. But then he did leave them for Juve. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him at PSG one day, a game where he did play a lot of his career there as well. De Bruyne. Walker. Gundogan. Back he's goal. Pressed by Juve. Back to Diaz and back into Gundogan again. Ilkay. Walker. It's a short pass, but Walker works around the corner to Kevin De Bruyne, who's drifted wide right here, De Bruyne. De Bruyne goes back to Ilkay Gundogan. A confident start from Manchester City. Juve pressing, but also not too expansive. City allowed to keep a high line and play it quite highly around the field. Here's Kyle Walker. Kevin De Bruyne, who's dropping deep and helping up in the build-up. Rico Lewis in the centre circle. Decides not to go to Rico. Goes wide to Bernardo Silva instead, who keeps it into Kyle Walker. Heavy touch by Walker, but that gets it out of a bit of problem there with the press and into Bernardo Silva once again. City down this right-hand side. Bernardo, shimmy the shoulder, drop the shoulders from Bernardo Silva. Tries to skip past Danilo. It's actually Danilo at left back here. And Savnova, it looks like, is actually at right back. Not how we expected it. Diaz in towards Vardiol. Finds Rico Lewis in the turn here, Rico. Back to Ilkay Gundogan. Space wide right to Bernardo Silva. And Gundogan works it wide right through the Portuguese international. Kevin De Bruyne found a bit of space here. Thuram's not quickly enough crossing. De Bruyne with a cross in here. It's into the box. Howell doesn't get there. But De Gregorio, cross, drops, claims it. Easy one for the goalkeeper. I think De Bruyne was not expecting the ball really from Bernardo Silva, but he found himself in a lot of space. It was the right pass from Bernardo. It was a very much a loop cross from De Bruyne, which made it easier for the goalkeeper to come out and claim. And Juve wide towards the fullback here, Danilo. Yildiz on towards Thuram. Thuram flicks one forward. It's well read by Rico Lewis. Rico under pressure here. Onto Walker, who lets it go out for a throw into Manchester City. Well played. Lewis struggling a little bit under the pressure there. Walker has decided to swap balls now on the sideline. For whatever reason, he wasn't happy with the ball that they kicked off the game with. Long throwing from Kyle Walker. He sends it far up towards Erling Kyle near the corner flag. It takes it on the chest, the big man. And back out to Bernardo Silva. Really good hold-up play by Bernardo Silva. And by Erling Kyle mainly. Bernardo Silva. Gundogan. Short to Rico, back to Ilkay. Back to Rico, back to Ilkay again. Little 1-2s by City in those spaces. Here's Kyle Walker. City are yet to go down the left at all. Gundogan. Rico Lewis. Into Ruben Diaz. In towards Jack Grealish, who's found a bit of a space centrally. He's taken down. Referee says no foul. Thuram then falls and City win it back again. Well played Grealish after losing it initially. Here's Bernardo Silva on the right hand side. Bernardo looking to take on Danilo. Skip throws it back out. A little lift. Yildiz is there defending well off this left hand side. It's a throw in for Manchester City deep in the Juve half. There's Kyle Walker. City working around the right back area of the field. All the way back over the halfway line now to Ruben Diaz. Jack Grealish has found a lot of space on the left-hand side of the field here. He's dropped into sort of a left-back position here, Grealish. If Ederson will look for him. Got Doku, who's yet to touch the ball today on this left-hand side for Manchester City. Ederson. Looking for the pass, but Juve pressing well. Making it hard for City to decide where to play the ball. Ederson just keeps bringing the ball further and further out. Rico Lewis on towards Vardiol. Forward towards Jeremy Doku, who holds up well here. Doku under pressure a lot. Doku's done really well there, but very aggressive defending against him. But Doku used his body very well in that situation. Pep Guardiola shouts to Grealish, go Jack, go, but he's lost the ball under pressure and give it away, Grealish, for the second time today. Hasn't started particularly well. Here's Danilo, pressed by Bernardo Silva, back across his box to De Gregorio. Goalkeeper plays it very riskily into Locatelli, who calmly plays it back to Gatti. And wide to Savnova on this right-hand side. Conceição, who's a very tricky player. And a big switch to play out to Danilo. Gets Juve out the Manchester City press. Danilo. Now ball in behind it to Dusan Vlahovic, it's a good one. And Juve are in behind City here. And Vlahovic driving at the City defence. Vlahovic hits a shot. It's blocked by Diaz. And now he's been given offside now, Dusan Vlahovic. He did look quite a way offside, the Serb. Well, I think he was actually on. I think Rico Lewis was playing on the far side. Grealish centimetres purple. Yeah, Grealish is playing central midfield. But he's had 2 touches and give it away both times. The referee has give offside. The linesman has give offside for further up. So it isn't a corner for Juve. Here's De Bruyne. Vlahovic, who bundled into the back of Diaz, then burst in behind him. But he did play himself in an offside position according to the linesman. It looked like Rico Lewis might have been playing one on the far side, but they pulled it back after they won the corner, Juve. Here's Kyle Walker. Gundogan. Under a lot of pressure here, Ilkay Gundogan. He's pulled down by Koopmeiners. Very aggressive pressing. And it is a free kick to Manchester City. Gundogan trying to hold the ball off Koopmeiners. He's got one left hand, big hold of the shirt of Ilkay Gundogan. The referee can't do anything but give a free kick. Captain Kyle Walker. Back wide right towards Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne flicks one into Erling Haaland there. Holds it up well, Erling. Back onto De Bruyne. It's bouncing off Erling once or twice there and he couldn't really control it. Here's Yildiz. They've done well again, Juve. They actually seem very confident in playing out for the back. And here's Kepren Thuram, former Nice man who can drive to the midfield. But a tackle by Kyle Walker. Wins it back for City and Vardiel down to Gundogan. Back to Grealish. Grealish for City. Into Kevin De Bruyne who turns. Poor turn by De Bruyne. He's pulled down by Gatti, but it's never a foul. That seemed a little bit weak from De Bruyne, really. Conceição against Rico Lewis. Skips inside that left foot. Outside of the boot, just lays it off behind him to Manuel Locatelli, who is the orchestrator. The metronome in this Juve side in midfield. Conceição, who dribbles from the right side into the centre now. Wide left to Danilo. Yildiz against Walker. Conceição again, who's found a bit of space on this far side for himself. Locatelli. Gatti. Locatelli. Nice ball into Danilo, who's found a bit of pocket space from fullback. Onto Yildiz here. And back to Danilo. Juve playing the ball very well around Manchester City at the moment. In what feels like their first real spell of possession today. Kalulu. Kepren Thuram. Back to Locatelli. And in towards Gatti. And onto Savinova. Come for the youth system here at Juve. Ball over top here behind Rico Lewis against Conceição. Rico Lewis. He's done really poorly there. Rico Lewis. He's got away with one. It's a corner ball for Juve, but Rico Lewis did really, really poorly there. He dawdled on the ball, and Conceição, he's only small as well. Gets the better of Rico Lewis. He's stronger than him. Conceição throws himself to the floor theatrically. If he's injured his ankle, it's his own fault for diving. He really does well, Conceição. He's small, low centre of gravity. It's a corner ball here for Juve. After really poor play from Rico Lewis. And Conceição is still down here. And he's not back to his feet quite yet. A battle with Rico Lewis, which has been lost. Now, a corner for Juve is a worrying thing for Manchester City to defend, because we saw how City defended that corner against Crystal Palace on the weekend. They were really poor. Well, Conceição, he dives, is what he does. He throws himself to the ground, and in the process, because Rico Lewis is there behind him, he bends his ankle quite... Ooh, maybe Rico Lewis lands on his ankle as well. Well, he's walked off here after a bit of treatment. I think he'll be okay. But he's doing a lot of limping here, the young man. He's trying to put a bit of weight on that ankle, but he might have to come off here. Corner ball. Can Manchester City defend this corner well? Will we see Kyle Walker be non-existent once again? Cross comes in. All the way to the far post. Rico Lewis should leave it. He heads it away. It's out for a throw-in. Bernardo Silva's telling to Rico Lewis, listen, because there was no one behind him. It's going out for a goal kick. And Timothy Weah is being put through his paces here on the sideline, so it could see the American come on. For Conceição, he's back on his feet, back on the field, but not walking or running like he should be. A short pass here that Haaland could get to, and Manuel Locatelli has to slide and slam it out. Kalulu with a slight pass that was very, very under hit. And City get a throw in. Kyle Walker to take it. Well, the opening 10 minutes, you'd say City have been a little bit more controlled, but I'd say Juve have had the better chances. Looked a bit more dangerous than City. Walker to throw in, he goes to Rico Lewis, who slams it forward and straight out for a throw in. That's really poor again from Rico Lewis, who has had a poor start to this one. A very poor start to this one. Kalulu. Back to Gatti. Onto the goalkeeper De Gregore, who's pressed by Erling Haaland. He sends it long, the Italian with the right foot. Vardiel does well against Dusan Vlahovic. Ruben Diaz back to Walker. And he goes back to goalkeeper Ederson. Edison, first time, slices it straight back to Juve. Might turn out to be a decent pass because Vardiol keeps it in. And he actually wins a throw-in for City, Vardiol, from that. After a shocking pass by Edison. Goes back to him, he slices it with the pass. And Vardiol managed to keep it in. But a nervy start from City as well. In areas of the game so far. I'd like to see Jeremy Doku involved a little bit more. Loose the good header into Jack Grealish here, who's rode the challenger one. And plays it wide to Walker. And City have got a bit of an overload here on the right hand side. Grealish plays it into Kyle Walker. Wide to Bernardo Silva. Walker overlapping. Bernardo. Skips inside Bernardo Silva. Gundogan. Lewis in so much space in the centre. Gundogan decides against it. Bernardo Silva. Back into Ilkay Gundogan. Rico Lewis could turn here. Rico does turn. Rico into Grealish. Heavy touch by Grealish, but it's a heavy pass by Rico Lewis. Way too much on it. City get it back anyway. Joško Vardiol. Grealish. Vardiol again. Here's Jeremy Doku. Vardiol. Lewis. Vardiol. Back wide towards Jack Grealish. Gatti gets the better side of him here. Under a lot of pressure though, the Italian. Clears it away. On his fires Rico Lewis. A good header down to Jeremy Doku. Takes on the chest here, Doku. Dispossessed Doku goes down. Free kick Manchester City. Doku taken down there. A late challenge on him by Conche Shao, who's claiming he's been pushed. And Sadnova with his studs on the ankle of Jeremy Doku. And it's going to be a free kick to Manchester City. Juve fans unhappy with that one on the sideline. Well, not much reaction really, not an angry reaction from the Juve fans. Just a little sigh. So decision of free kick Manchester City's way. All options in the box for City. Erling Haaland, Joško Vardiol, Ruben Diaz. De Bruyne plays his free kick short towards Doku on this left hand side. Back to De Bruyne. Space for De Bruyne. Left footed swing into the box here. De Bruyne with a cross and it's blocked away. Grealish holds it off and plays it back out wide right to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo against Savnova. Or Savannah it is, I think it is. Rico Lewis. He's come for the Juve youth system. The full-back. De Bruyne. Back to Walker. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Gundogan. And back towards Ruben Diaz. Diaz for City. Gundogan. On to Walker to the right hand side of him. City playing on the halfway line here. Just over it now with Bernardo Silva. And back towards Diaz in the centre. This back three of Walker and Vardiol. Vardiol. Wide left to Jack Grealish. Grealish under pressure. He goes back to Vardiol. And back to Edison by Joško Vardiol here. Well, Edison's got under a bit of pressure today, isn't he, really? He knows Ortega's breathing down his neck for that starting position. Whether we see Ortega start again in the Premier League, I don't know. But Edison is back in there for City today. Edison on to Diaz. Back to Edison again. Into Gundogan and back to Diaz. And City taking big risks at the back here. Walker. Long ball followed by Kyle Walker. He's out for a throw-in. Manchester City's way because it does deflect off the Juve player. But City taking risk playing out from the back there. To be honest with you, Pep Guardiola doesn't look particularly impressed by that. Here is Edison again for Manchester City. This time he switches the play. Left hand side to Jack Grealish. Good play. And Pep Guardiola says, go Jack, go again. Wants Grealish to go at this Juve team. That's his quality, Grealish. Going at players. And Doku's fouled again now. This time by Coop Myers. No intention to play the ball there. He skips past Coop Myers. He just pulls him down. With the left foot. Flicks it out. It's a clear foul on Jeremy Doku. Well, there's been some goals in the other games. Stuttgart losing to Young Boys by 1-0. Feyenoord beating Sparta Prague by 2-0. Other than that, every other game is 0-0 at the moment. Free kick Manchester City. De Gregorio, the goalkeeper, barking orders to his Juve back line. They've got some big players in their side as well, haven't they, really? Vlahovic is a big man. Kepman Thuram. So De Bruyne over this free kick again here. Cross it in, De Bruyne. It's not a good one at all. It's cleared away by Juve. And Conce Shower away. Picked back up by De Bruyne. Lays it off to Walker. Well, City have been the more controlled side here today. We're yet to create a real good chance on goal. Or a chance at all. Doku. Back he goes towards Vardiol there. Coop Myers was on Doku, but he knew another foul for himself. He'll be finding himself in the book. Diaz wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Gundogan. Big switch of play by Ilkay going around to Doku. It's under hit. And the fullback deals with it. Heads it behind for a throw into City. Savona. City have got to be a bit better in those areas. We're yet to create a chance in these opening 16, 17 minutes. Very patient from the City side. Walker. Wide right to Kevin De Bruyne, who's drifted out into those wide areas again. De Bruyne to Bernardo with a nice ball. Bernardo with a great little nutmeg on Danilo. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo across the box here, blocked by Juve. Corner Manchester City. But really good play from Bernardo Silva there. It's fired into him by De Bruyne, and the first touch is spectacular. Through the legs of Danilo. But then, he can't get the ball back onto his left foot. He's got to use the right. He tries to fire across in low. And it's defended behind for a corner for Manchester City. And across comes Kevin De Bruyne to take it. Corner City. Can we see a quality ball from De Bruyne? Pep Guardiola said in the midweek, he said that City, everyone is better than us at set pieces. Cross comes in here. In there to Haaland. It's defended well by Juve in the end. Grealish goes and wins it back in the box. Jack Grealish. A little backheel into Bernardo who can't get there. Locatelli back to Di Gregorio. Pressed by Bernardo Silva and sent long by the Italian. Vlahovic wins the header. Rico Lewis down to Walker. And he goes back to Ederson. Well played, City. Well done, Kyle Walker. Here's Ederson. Diaz. Wide right to De Bruyne. Back towards Diaz. But City, I mean, like I said, Pep Guardiola said everyone is better than us at set pieces defensively and offensively. I think that was a big call out towards his set piece coach and his quality. What he's coming up with, because he's going to have to come out with more. I mean, look at Arsenal, they're scoring set pieces every single week. Walker to switch a play, it's really poor out to Doku. Savona reads it. Conceição takes it down back to the fullback. He looks to play it forward. Pressing by Grealish and Doku. They work it across to Kalulu. From AC Milan centre-back. Into Danilo. Inside to Di Gregorio. Haaland presses quickly. Di Gregorio, a really nice pass into Savona, the fullback here. And they've opened Manchester City up here. Juve. And Savona brings it forward with pace. Savona looking for passes. Goes wide right to Conceição. One-on-one with Rico Lewis. Doku comes across to him. And back he goes towards Locatelli. Swinging by the Italian and away by Joshko Vardy on the header. Yildiz. Pulls the trigger, Yildiz! Just past the post by the Turkish wide man. 18-year-old. Takes a touch, pulls the trigger. Ooh. It's a really swerving and dipping shot. Does Ederson get a hand on this? I think Ederson actually misses it. I think Ederson doesn't actually save it. It just goes wide, but that's a great chance for Juve and a good attempt. A real nice attempt from Yildiz there. Long by Kyle Walker towards Haaland. He's never getting there, but Kalulu does instead. He takes it wide here. And Kalulu into Di Gregorio. City trying to get the press right with Bernardo Silva, but City just seem a little bit off the pace here. Long ball forward by Juve is too far for Conceição. Lewis will keep it in. Manchester City back in possession. Well, it's not been the most exciting 20 minutes, has it? In Turin. The Champions League action, but we're hoping that will change. Here is Rico Lewis. Doku. Back to Rico. Grealish. Rico. Gundogan. Vardy back to Rico. Nice play by Rico. Wide to Doku. Tries to flick it past Savona. Little back heel flick. It's off the full back and behind for a throw into City. I think Savona's asking for a bit of support from Conceição and Locatelli because he is struggling against Doku at times, the young fullback. Vardy goes back to Diaz. Walker. Bernardo Silva. Back in towards Diaz. Should he switch to play Diaz? He decides against it. Bernardo Silva. Dribbles past Yildiz, Bernardo. Then back wide right to Walker. Walker skips past the midfielder as well. But good play from Walker, who's actually not had a bad game so far today. Well, that doesn't never seem to last at the moment, does it? Walker. Rico Lewis. Gundogan. Nice play into De Bruyne here. De Bruyne into Haaland, who takes a really bad touch, and it's cleared away by Danilo. Turan keeps it in, but really poor touch by Haaland. Koopmeiners, back heel, Gundogan's in there. He's lost it, Gundogan, he's down the floor. They switch the play to Conceição. Looks to take on Rico Lewis now, Conceição. Conceição, skipping away from Rico Lewis. Cross comes in across the box. Dealt with by Bernardo and cleared away. And long and back to Juve. Here is Gatti. Kalulu. Danilo. Ball forward here towards Koopmeiners. Referee keeps his flag down. Koopmeiners the ball in. It's into the hands of Ederson. And the flag eventually goes up, but City play the advantage and they play away. Here's Jack Grealish from Manchester City. Drive at the Juve defence. He drives it over the halfway line, Grealish. Plays it wide left to Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne further left towards Jeremy Doku. 1-on-1 with Savona here. Doku. Skips past Savona. Doku. Drops Conceição. Back in towards Rico Lewis. Vardiol. City very high defensive line here. Looking to pen the Juve side in. Diaz. Gundogan. Grealish. Gundogan. Back towards Diaz again. This time wide right to Bernardo Silva. City try for the middle. They try for the wide areas. Neither seems to find a bit of space. Gundogan leaves it to De Bruyne. Back into De Bruyne. Good play by City. Gundogan to the far post. Missed by Haaland. It comes out to Jeremy Doku. Doku on the outside. Doku across the box here. Defended by Gatti in a way. Conceição keeps it in. Nice exciting play from Doku again. And good play by De Bruyne and Gundogan there. Good link-up play. Danilo. Yildiz. Walker goes to him. Danilo picks it up. Ball in behind. Headed away by Gundogan. Then to Koopmeiners. In lots of space. Vlahovic makes a run in behind. It's a terrible pass by the Dutchman. And Rico Lewis picks it back up. And City come the other way again now. Here's Rico Lewis onto Kevin De Bruyne. KDB. Doku. Can he make something happen again, Doku? We're up against Savnova. Doku, great ball in behind to De Bruyne. De Bruyne across the box. Haaland is there. Good defending by one man. A good sliding challenge then by Locatelli and away by Juve. I thought it was going to fall to Bernardo Silva. Good defending initially by Marcus Thuram, who stopped it from Erling Haaland getting a tap in, but Doku at the moment. And De Bruyne look like the two players who are going to unlock this side. Good play by Doku and De Bruyne. Unfortunately, Haaland can't finish the chance off, thanks to good defending from Juve. Kalulu. But Manchester City looking the more dangerous of the two sides right now. We've got to keep that up. We've got to keep that up as best we can. Here is Kalulu. He signed from AC Milan, Kalulu. It's quite an interesting signing that a rival would let him go, but they did. And he's been pretty impressive for Juve so far this season. It's not all been sort of, easy for Juve, but they've done pretty well so far this season. They play a long ball forward to Conceição here. A little battle with Rico Lewis. Rico takes it down. Conceição goes flying into Rico and wins a throw-in for Manchester City. Rico back to Vardiol. And City go again. Vardiol into Walker. There's a lot of space there in behind Koopmeiners and Vlahovic, but Ilkay Gundogan, I mean, he's got real football intelligence. He should be seeing that and sort of popping into that space, which he's not doing at the moment. Diaz. Vlahovic. Pressing Vardiol. Goes wide left at Jack Grealish. Back in towards Ruben Diaz. Diaz for City. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. City push again here. Bernardo. Onto Kyle Walker. Rico Lewis. Can City find space? Grealish under pressure from Locatelli. He's pushed from behind. Grealish keeps his balance. Back wide to Doku here. Doku against Savona. He skipped past him on the outside. Doku gets the crossing with a left foot into De Gregorio, but he wasn't quick enough to get to the end of his own little flick round the defender there, Jeremy Doku. And it's gone behind for a goal kick for Juve. Well, Locatelli makes an absolutely crucial challenge on Bernardo Silva on the previous City chance. But Erling Haaland before that. It's poor defending from Haaland. It's poor touches from Haaland. He's had today. He's not been... he doesn't look sharp, Erling Haaland, at the moment. But he can't get a rest. He just plays week in, week out, minute after minute. There's a foul here by Rico Lewis on Dusan Vlahovic and a free kick Juve's way. Well, he's a big physical force, Vlahovic. He's not the most composed the finishes at times. Made a name for himself at Fiorentina. In Serie A, got a big move to Juve when a move to Arsenal was a possibility for him. Rejected that move to Arsenal. I think Arsenal have a long-standing interest in the big Serb. But he continues to stay at Juve. But he's not... I don't think he's ever going to be this world-class striker. I think he's a very good striker, but I don't think he's ever going to be world-class. That probably means he scores against us today, but just don't think he's that player. And he was on City's list when we were looking to replace Sergio Aguero, alongside Alexander Isak, Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, Kyle Walker. Looking for options here, Walker. Gundogan. And across towards Vardiol. Wide left to Doku. Heavy touch by Doku. Takes it past Conceição and then plays it backwards towards Ederson. Well played, Doku. Vardiol wants someone to pass to. He gets his head up. He's struggling in this area. Vardiol. Rico. Round the corner to Jack Grealish. Grealish back to Vardiol. Well played. Then back towards Ederson. Well, City should maybe look for Erling Haaland in behind or a chance to create for Erling. We don't seem to. Diaz is dragging away the pressure on Ederson here, so he can try and play a pass. He plays it short to Diaz. And on to Kevin De Bruyne, who's dropped in that right-back role himself here. Walker's gone wide right. De Bruyne back towards Diaz. Ederson. Grealish has got lots of space in the centre here. Ederson into Grealish. Vardiol's making an overlapping run here on the left-hand side. Grealish into Joško Vardiol. Jeremy Doku. Doku skips past Savnova. He's fouled him from behind. The referee says no free kick. Doku unhappy with that one. Turn by. Yildiz in the centre. Brilliant past Ilkay Gundogan. He powers round him. Into Vlahovic here. Chance for Vlahovic. He can't get his feet right. He drags it into the box. Into Ederson. But really good play from Yildiz there. The young man on the left wing finds himself centrally. He spins Gundogan. I mean, the running power compared to Gundogan. You don't have to be a particularly athletic player to get past Ilkay Gundogan. He brushed past him easily. Gundogan. Here's Rico Lewis, City back in possession. Rico, come on City. We need to see a bit more creativity. Haaland. Slid in on Erling Haaland. He keeps possession. Rico back to Gundogan not once but twice. Gundogan. Diaz. City once again trying to play out from the back here. And they do. But we can't seem to get the ball. There seems to be Juve press very highly with their midfield and forward players. And there's a space in behind that midfield and behind that press. But neither Gundogan or Rico Lewis want to find the space. And when they do, usually Rico Lewis, the players aren't confident enough to find them. De Bruyne's gone all the way back to Ederson here for Manchester City. Well, they look lively, these Juve fans. Bouncing up and down in the stands. Ederson. Great switch out to De Bruyne in that far right-hand channel, but there's absolutely no one to pass to. Walker. Inside to Bernardo Silva. Back to Gundogan. Keep working it forward, City. Come on. Ilkay Gundogan. Switches back onto his right foot, the German. Goes into Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo makes a running behind it. And here is Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. Away from Thuram. Bernardo. Back into De Bruyne again. De Bruyne. Back wide to Bernardo again. Walker offering support. Bernardo with a cross in here. Head away by Locatelli. Out to Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan. Vardiol. Rico. Grealish lets it run across him. Gatti comes out to him. Late on Jack Grealish. There is Gatti. Doku. Rico. City very much in and around the Juventus box here. Gundogan wide right to Bernardo Silva again here. Can City find a goal? Bernardo Silva. Walker on the overlap. Walker's been found here. Walker pulls it back here. Cleared away by Juve. Just Yildiz takes it down. They play it forward towards Koopmeiners, who switches the plate towards Conceição. This right-hand side is a heavy touch, just taking a bit further right than he wanted to. And that sort of ends the Juve chance of a counter-attack. Here's Kepran Thuram. Back onto his right foot, centrally to Locatelli. Gatti. Brings it out from the back now, the Italian. Back to Manuel Locatelli. Yildiz makes a run. Locatelli looks for him. Yildiz has been behind Kyle Walker here. Decides he doesn't want to sprint with Yildiz. Yildiz is past Walker. Too easy. Yildiz with a chance here. Blocked by Ruben Diaz. City just get it away. But what is Kyle Walker doing? Bernardo Silva puts it behind for a goal kick off the Juve player. But Kyle Walker there, he sees the running behind of Yildiz. He decides not to go with him. And then just lets Yildiz just sprint past him. It's so poor from Kyle Walker. Run ragged by Yildiz. And he's so relaxed, Kyle Walker there. Hardly any interest in tracking Yildiz. It's as if he's just willing to let him run away from him and score. Good defending by City yet to have a single shot on goal. He's so much better, City. Haaland with a horrible bit of hold-up play there, Erling Haaland, and gives it away. Really poor. De Gregorio wide. Danilo, Thuram. Look a little bit clumsy at times on the ball, the Juve. But they're confident enough to play out from the back. Here's Thuram, who's just burst past Bernardo Silva into Danilo. Then wide, great play. Koopmeiners back into Thuram. Good running from Juve. Grealish quickly across the Thuram, who spins on him behind towards Vlahovic. Really nice pressing from Jack Grealish. Had to be done. Gets across, gets a foot in. Puts Thuram off and he puts it out for a throw in Ketran Thuram. His brother plays in Italy as well for Inter. Marcus Thuram. And both sons of course, Lilian Thuram. So 33 minutes here in Italy. And we're yet to have a single shot. Whereas Juve have had quite a few. Ederson wide to Grealish here. Come on, City, let's go. I want to see some goals here today, City. Grealish. In towards Rico. It's a terrible pass by Grealish. And he gives it away. And the referee's in the way here. And they stop the game. The referee got in the way of the Juve player. And he's pulled it back here. And he seems to have injured himself here, the referee. He backs into the Juve player who slams right into the back of him. To pan the referee. I'm sure he'll be okay. Koopmeiners hit the back of him there. How can City do anything better from here? City have got to, I don't know, get on the ball a bit more and create chances. We're having a lot of the ball in deeper areas. I mean, without a single shot on target, without a single shot in the game after 34 minutes is worrying. Conceição, won by Jeremy Doku. Jack Grealish, to the back of him comes Manuel Locatelli. It's a free kick, Manchester City. I mean, Locatelli's got both arms in the back of Jack Grealish there. He's taken down. He thinks it's not a free kick. Locatelli, I don't think he could actually complain about that one. Down the right hand side with Bernardo Silva here. Walker. Diaz. We need 3 points here, City, but they're playing like they don't seem to feel that. Diaz. It feels a little bit like the team think, well, someone's going to pull some magic out of somewhere and that'll help us. You know, Haaland's not that player, to be honest with you. I don't think he is that player at all. Because you have to create the chance for him to pull a bit of magic out. At the moment, we're not creating chances. Jack Grealish. Back towards Diaz. Come on, City. Let's see something here. Ruben Diaz. Back towards Vardiol. Wide left towards Jeremy Doku. Back into Rico Lewis by Doku. Diaz. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. De Bruyne in a bit of space, but now he's not. Bernardo onto Walker. Good run by Ilkay Gundogan. Arsenal have taken the lead against Monaco. It's Bukayo Saka again. On the 34th minute. Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. Down this right hand side. Bernardo. Bernardo still. Just no creativity from Manchester City. Rico Lewis. Digs one out and switches the play to Doku on this far left hand side. Jeremy Doku. Two come across to try and mark him. Doku into Rico. Gundogan. De Bruyne. Space for KDB. De Bruyne. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Back to De Bruyne again. Crossing by De Bruyne. No one is in there. Kalu with a bad header. Back to Haaland who hits it. It's blocked by Locatelli again. He's been brilliant in midfield for them. Bounces back off Haaland and it is into the goalkeeper's hands. De Gregorio. That's City's first shot. But he didn't actually get anywhere near the net. He was blocked way before it. Good sliding challenge by Locatelli. But a very, very dull 30 minutes here. Very dull. A lot of possession, but nothing with it for Manchester City. Kalulu. Back he goes towards Gatti. Pressing from Doku. Gatti in towards Conceição. He looks to flick it around the corner. Great sliding challenge by Jack Grealish. Rico Lewis has it back. Really good play from Grealish. Vardiel back into Lewis. City trying to be creative here. Grealish. Grealish for City. Ball behind to Haaland here. Good ball. Haaland hits it. Kalulu blocks it. And Thuram chests it down. Into De Gregorio. City trying there. But nothing comes of it. Gundogan against Danilo. And City have it back again. Well done, Ilkay Gundogan. Diaz back towards Walker. I think Haaland actually decided to cross it and it wasn't blocked away. But 2 attempts from Juventus, 1 attempt from Manchester City. Neither have got a shot on target yet. Well, this is going to go down as one of the dullest first 45s in Champions League history unless something happens here. Rico Lewis, Gundogan. Diaz. Vardiel. Doku. Back to Vardiel. Diaz. Lewis. Back to Diaz again. Now on to Walker. It's going to go back to Edison this one, is it? No, Walker turns on it. Plays a good ball into Haaland. He holds it well and he plays it into De Bruyne. Heavy pass from Haaland. De Bruyne didn't read it at all. It's given away. Locatelli picks it up for Juve. Ball through it to Koopmeiners. Kyle Walker sliding challenge. He does make a good challenge there. Jack Grealish slides as well. He wins the ball. Referee says play on. Locatelli, nice switch of play wide left towards Yildiz. Back into Kepa and Thuram. And offside, unfortunately, for Juve is Yildiz, not left hand side. But I think Mamo Locatelli, best player in the field at the moment. Good in possession, out possession. He's worked hard. He's made the challenges. But he's not had to do any running, has he, Locatelli, at all? There's a good chance for Haaland, but he decided to cross it. Thuram just chest it down to his goalkeeper. Aggression towards Rico Lewis, who could play a ball in behind. And Pep Guardiola is sort of suggesting to his players here, let's go forward. Very negative approach from City defensively. Rico Lewis, terrible pass. Locatelli wins it back again. Vardiel, good header. Jeremy Doku in a central position here. Doku, nice feet. Wide left to Grealish. Grealish goes back inside. Late challenge on Grealish by Conceição. Referee plays on. Kevin De Bruyne on the turn here. Ball through to Haaland here. Haaland's in! Oh, he's missed it. What a chance. Great ball by De Bruyne. Shocking finish from Erling Haaland. Tries to lift it over De Gregorio, who saves it. What a pass by De Bruyne. But again, Haaland misses the chance. And here come Juve on the counter. Conceição on his right-hand side. Conceição skips inside. Lays it off here. Danilo passes it down the middle at Edison. But what can De Bruyne do more, really? He sets up Haaland perfectly. And Norwegian misses again. Poor finish from Erling Haaland, who should score. De Bruyne, great pass. I mean, what a pass by De Bruyne in behind to Haaland. It's perfectly weighted ball. It cuts Juve open completely. And Haaland should score. But he doesn't again. Ball into Grealish by Gundogan. That's better. Grealish. Wide right to De Bruyne. Back into Grealish centrally. Jack. Grealish. Wide to Doku on this wide left-hand side. Doku skips inside. Doku, nice feet. Onto Grealish. He's a bit slow. De Bruyne gets there. He's got under pressure from Koopmeiners, who makes a great challenge. And they win it back here, Juve. And here's Conceição against Vardiel. Looking to run Vardiel, who stays with him well. Forced backwards, and he just passes it out for a throw-in. Really good pressing from Manchester City. Joshko Vardiel and Jeremy Doku give Conceição no opportunity and no decisions to make there. What a ball by De Bruyne. Haaland's onside. Fantastic run. Tries to lift it over De Gregorio, who actually predicted he was going to do that, and just flicked it away with the hand as he dropped. I think Haaland should have slammed it low and hard in that bottom left-hand corner, personally. But Haaland scored a lot more goals than me, so I think he knows more. Here's Grealish for City. Doku. Conceição with a late challenge on Jeremy Doku. It's another one on Doku by Conceição. Slides in. Kicks the legs of Doku away. No yellow card still. It's well played, the goalkeeper there. I think Haaland should slam that down the middle. I think anyway, on that shot from Haaland, the keeper probably, if he didn't save it, I think Kalulu goes and clears it off the line. Free kick City here. Pep Guardiola wants to talk between Jeremy Doku and Conceição here. I don't see what Jeremy Doku's done wrong here, but complain that Conceição's sliding in the challenge on him. He's about 3 foot tall, Conceição. I mean, Doku's a small man as well, but Conceição's even smaller. Free kick City. Well, Conceição's just told Jack Grealish where to go. I think Grealish has probably said something to him as well. Free kick Manchester City. Pep Guardiola look frustrated in the sidelines. You've got Ruben Diaz and Erling Haaland looking a little bit frustrated in the box there, arguing with each other. And he's a corner ball. Cross near the corner, a free kick near the corner, but quite... Ignore me there, it's a bit much further away. Swung in by De Bruyne, he's gone for goal here, De Bruyne at the near post. He's headed away by Kepa and Thuram, but De Gregorio there, the keeper comes out to try and claim the cross, and De Bruyne goes for a shot, and nearly finds himself scoring. Corner ball, Manchester City. This pushing by Kalulu and Diaz there. Lots of pushing and going on in the box. Diaz has got his arms in the air. He's telling Kalulu to get off him. He's just giving him a little push. Corner ball. City, can they score from a set piece? Referee's keeping a good eye on what's going on in the middle. De Bruyne to take it. Cross coming from De Bruyne. Plays in there. Goes to the far post. Does it? Out to Ritz it. And Gundogan deals with the counter-attack. Kyle Walker takes it down. And back he goes to Ederson. And City control that counter-attacking opportunity there for Juve. 3 points are so key for Manchester City today. It feels like the players don't particularly understand that at the moment. Diaz. Gundogan. Diaz. Onto Vardiol. Come on. Get this ball forward. Wide left to Grealish. Grealish skips inside. Rico Lewis is offering no passing angle at all for him there. Gundogan. Diaz. Walker. They're quick. We need to move the ball quicker, City. Pass with a bit more purpose. Ruben Diaz back to Ederson. And quickly into Vardiol. Vardiol. Here is Ederson. If we get the ball forward a bit quicker, City, we could score here, but they seem like they're not so interested at the moment. 0-0 after 44 minutes. And Ederson just plays an aimless long ball forward, nowhere near Erling Haaland, and back into the hands of the goalkeeper of Juve De Gregorio. Pep Guardiola unhappy with that. Kalulu, pressing by Haaland, into Locatelli. Thuram, Vlahovic, nicely done by Juve. They work it wide towards Savnova. Savona wide towards Conceição. Locatelli. Well, they seem to get into positions where they could go forward, Juve, and then decide against going forward a little bit. Gatti. Savona. Locatelli. And back they go again. Towards De Gregorio, who switches it towards the play on the far side. Danilo comes out and gets it anyway. Well played, Danilo. Here's Kepa and Thuram. Nice touches from the Frenchman. A big physical force he is, and he's done well there. Yildiz. Koopmeiners. Danilo's made a run. Koopmeiners should have played the pass. Frustration from the Juve fans here. 1 added minute in Turin. He could have played that ball there, Koopmeiners. Here's Thuram. Again, he go backwards. Gatti. Locatelli. Big switch out wide right towards Conceição, who does manage to keep it in. Good battle with Rico Lewis. He's done it. He's played a ball through the middle here towards Koopmeiners, who plays it wide towards Vlahovic. Overhit. Touches by Vlahovic. He pulls it back here to Savona. Lewis there pressing in with Doku, and City win it back again. Doku can't keep it in. It's a throw into Juve. And Savona to take it. That's a bit weak from Doku. He should do a bit better there. And that is half-time in one of the most boring games in the Champions League I've ever seen. Manchester City 0, Juve 0. Absolutely nothing happened by Erling Haaland's chance that he missed that he should have scored. City look cagey. They look not so confident in themselves, scared of the counter-attack, scared to lose the ball. And to be honest, Juventus feel very much similar as well, which has turned it into a pretty turgid game of football. 3 points are necessary, and so far City look like they're not going to find them. This looks like the most obvious 0-0 of all time. We're back for the second half of the short break, where hopefully we see some goals in the Champions League. We're back shortly.
Got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah, for my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. Memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it, 'cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so directions. Yeah. What's on the other side of inhibition? Ooh, I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so cool.
Tryna get my attention, tryna get your attention. Wallace. Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poop, your bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, youngin' trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Tryna stack my money up. Cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel it. Now I feel it. Your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel it.
Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour. Looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you that you have to love. Head backward on a one-way, trying to stop from running but you can't wait. Bury all the evidence you lonely learn when you crash and burn. A red
I can feel them. I can feel them. I can feel them. Do well. I can feel
So welcome back to the second half. Manchester City versus Juventus. It's been a pretty uneventful first half, barring a chance that Erling Haaland couldn't convert after really, really impressive stuff from Kevin De Bruyne. Elsewhere in the field, it doesn't feel like there's been too many positives, to be honest with you, but hopefully that is going to be different in this second 45 minutes. I don't think there's been any changes from Pep Guardiola or from the Juve side. I think neither side are going to make any change here. Come back out. Like we said, we look like two sides scared to lose, and it certainly feels that way. I think this game's certainly there for the taking. I think if Manchester City can get a hold of the game and actually start trying to look forward and create some chances, try and score some goals, I think they win this game with no problem. Yes, they might be susceptible to the counter-attack, but I really do think they could score 3 or 4 against Juve today, looking at the way they've played. However, Manchester City are just not high at all. Islam has been here to say that he's been impressed with Ederson, Vardy, De Bruyne and Grealish. Yeah, some impressive performance maybe, but not impressive enough as the second half kicks off here in Turin. Can Manchester City find the way through this Juve defence, which they made a difficult task of at the start of this one? Walker into Vlahovic, and it's a throw in for Manchester City. Well done, Walker. Uses his body well, and he throws it to Joshko Vardiol. Juve seem to have come out a little bit more aggressive in the press in this second half. They were a little bit more relaxed, weren't they, in that first half? They pressed Juve, but they waited for City to get around the halfway line before they put that press on. And they give Ederson a lot of space, whereas in the second half they've just gone in their forward line and their midfield a few further yards forward. Diaz, Ederson, back to Diaz, onto Walker. Long forward by Kyle Walker towards Haaland. It's headed away by Kepran Thuram. Back on by Danilo. Gundogan misses the challenge there. Here is Vlahovic. Yildiz. Danilo. Yildiz. Good playing towards Thuram. Turns, drives forward in the Frenchman. Thuram. Switch of play to Conceição on the far side is brilliant. He lets it run across his body, the Portuguese winger. Up against Doku. Cross comes in, blocked by Doku. Corner Juve at the start of the second half here. And that's better from Juventus already. A bit more forward thinking from Juve, which is needed. Which is really needed. Because Manchester City have looked weak. At times defensively. Second half sets off perhaps in good fashion for Juventus. Corner swung in here. Cross in, it's headed away by Ruben Diaz out towards Yildiz, who hits it first time of the volley. Spins out wide to Conceição, who's offside here. It was a shot that ended up turning into a fantastic pass, which he didn't mean. And it is a free kick, Manchester City on the far side near the corner. Well, the Juve fans. Looks very cold in Italy, doesn't it? It's freezing in the UK as well at the moment. And free kick Manchester City. Ederson to take it nowhere near from where the player was offside. Come on, Turpin. It's an interesting decision, that one. Ederson to Diaz. Bring the ball forward here, Ruben Diaz for Manchester City. Surely we can create chances and score in this second half. De Bruyne. Back in towards Walker. Back wide right to De Bruyne. It's a terrible pass by Kyle Walker. And it's straight out for a throw into Juve. Applauded by Pep Guardiola. And thrown back by Juve towards Kalulu. De Gregorio. Switched it out to the fullback Danilo. Keeps it in and flicks it on. But he can't keep it in. It's behind for a throw into Manchester City. And an arm outstretched by De Gregorio. There's an apology for the Brazilian. Diaz, Vardiol. Back inside towards Diaz. Walker. Bernardo Silva flicks it around the corner towards Kevin De Bruyne. Kalulu is there. Really good energetic play from the centre-back. And Walker's got the ball for a throw in here. Well, maybe Savinho for Bernardo Silva. Maybe a Phil Foden in there for Manchester City might be helpful. In trying to create the chance to get the winning goal here today. Gundogan. I'm very undecided with Rico Lewis, I think, from what I've seen so far today and in recent weeks and recent months. He's not a fullback. I think I've decided he's not a fullback, but I don't think he's a particularly good attacking midfielder either, because I don't think his creation is there. He doesn't seem to be very much a forward-thinking player. And that makes me think, well, what is his position? Central midfield? I don't think he's got the physicality to play central midfield. De Bruyne's left his man here. Down this right side, De Bruyne. Past him to Gundogan! Locked away, Haaland gets it back down and cleared away. Good chance there for Ilkay Gundogan. Really good chance. Diaz. Back wide right to Bernardo. De Bruyne again creating chances for Manchester City. Bernardo. Walker. De Bruyne is the man who's going to unlock this team. If anything's going to be created, it's through Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe Jeremy Doku as well. Here's De Bruyne for Doku for City down his left-hand side. Doku. Trying to skip past Sanover. He's done well there. Savona can't take it off him. Doku, nice feet. Back out to Grealish. On towards Diaz. Ruben Diaz to Manchester City. Walker. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Kepa and Turan, he's following De Bruyne. Gundogan lets it flick, it comes up off his heels. It's poor by Gundogan. And they win it back here, Juve. He tried to leave it, Gundogan, and it came off his heels. And here's Dusan Vlahovic, and he's past Ruben Diaz, who puts a foot in there for the tackle. And a free kick goes Juventus' way. He sort of went over the ball here, Diaz misses it. Takes the legs of Dusan Vlahovic. The referee has a very clear view of it and gives it as a free kick. Well, Gundogan had a chance, but he shoots and he hits it at a really poor height, really, rather than low or high. So essentially, City chase now pressing again. Down the side by Danilo. Thuram flicks it back over the top here towards Vlahovic. Good hold up play. Spins Diaz here, the big Serb. Nicely done. Thuram. And Vlahovic wasn't happy that Thuram took it off him there. Ended up going backwards again. Ball into the middle. Doku can't intercept it. Koopmeyers. It comes off here. Why'd they go towards Conceição? Back towards the centre-back Kalulu here. Chased by Haaland. Yildiz down this far left-hand side. Nice feet from Yildiz. Thuram. Good drop of the shoulder by Marcus Thuram. But again, he's forced backwards. He's not been able to find a forward pass at all, Thuram, so far today. Savona. Gatti. Back across to Kalulu. Up towards Yildiz. Thuram. Little spin by the Frenchman. Ball played forward and fired in towards Vlahovic's path. He couldn't control it. Grealish pressed by Locatelli. Jack Grealish goes down again here. The referee says nothing again. Ball in towards De Bruyne here. City unlock them early. No, Gatti takes it off De Bruyne. Good play from Gatti, the number 4 for Juve. And now he leads a counter to the centre half. Gatti. Wide right to Conceição. They've got bodies in the middle here. Juve. Conceição. Past Rico Lewis, but not past Joško Vardiol. But he does get past Vardiol and Lewis. Conceição still back out to Savona. Doku gets tight to him. Crossing by Gatti. Acrobatics from Gatti in the middle. Edison saves it. Back out. Yildiz to the far post. Vlahovic! And it's a goal for Juve. Crap from Manchester City, and we're going out of the Champions League. Terrible from Manchester City, and Dusan Vlahovic to the far post. Bullies Joško Vardiol after Kyle Walker is asleep. Doesn't go out to stop the cross. Lets the cross come in. And City are 1-0 down in Turin. And it's crap from City defensively. And Dusan Vlahovic, who I said isn't really a clinical finisher, with his first shot of the game scores. Terrible from Kyle Walker here. Doesn't even go out to Yildiz to stop the cross. Vardiol weak at the back post, and Edison can't save it. How Rico Lewis and Vardiol don't stop that, I don't know. Really weak defending against Vlahovic by Rico and Vardiol. It's terrible from Manchester City again. And Juventus lead here, and it looks like City are going to crash out the Champions League tonight. I have a feeling there's going to be no way back for City in this one. In the Champions League this year, City have been terrible. And defensively, the problems are caused again. We don't finish our chances at one end, and they do at the other. Really poor. And well done, Vlahovic. 4 goals in his last 5 games for Juve. And he does something that Erling Haaland can't do, and that's score his chance. Haaland misses his chance. Vlahovic scores his. And it's not very good from Edison at the far post. Rico Lewis as well, poor. And so is Vardiol there and Walker. All to blame in the build-up to that goal. So Manchester City now. Well, hopefully that wakes City up, because they've had no intent of trying to score. Now we've got to score 2 goals just to get 3 points. Been really crap, City. They have. And I wouldn't say deservedly punished, but you punish when you don't do what you should be doing. And it looks like defeating Turin if City can't wake up here. Diaz, Walker. Back to Diaz. In towards Bernardo Silva. Bernardo drives on this right-hand side, but there's just no energy in Bernardo Silva. He's wasted on the right-hand side a little bit. He's skipped past Danilo here, Bernardo, and he keeps driving forward here, Bernardo. Danilo makes a challenge as a throw into Manchester City. Well done, Danilo. Good recovery from the Juve captain. Walker, Gundogan. I don't know where City find anything from this game. I don't see us scoring. Bernardo Silva. Ball in towards behind Thuram, who's got it away to Kalulu, and Juve counter again here. A bit of energy from Kalulu in it. In towards Yildiz, and Vlahovic is a mile offside here. The referee says no, and Vlahovic outside the boot pass forward to Conceição. Read by Vardiel, who's fell to his knees here. Conceição, space at the far post. Back out to Vlahovic. Vlahovic in. Zavora at the far post with the header, he heads it behind for a goal kick. That's poor. But Juventus here started to really play now, haven't they? And really caused problems to Manchester City. Rico Lewis. Grealish. Burst forward. Doku. Doku. Good play from Jeremy Doku. Rico Lewis, who has not got a single forward-thinking pass in him, has he? Everything's always backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways from Rico Lewis, unfortunately. And it's not been good enough today. De Bruyne. Gundogan. Bernardo Silva, nice play from City. Bernardo into Grealish. Can't shoot, Grealish. He doesn't know how to shoot. Lays it off to Doku. Doku skips inside. Doku, great play. Doku hits one, good block. Rico Lewis blocked away by Juve again. Vardiel wins it back and back to Gundogan. City forcing one. Pushing it forward. Walker skips past Yildiz. Walker runs Yildiz. Walker crosses it in. It's a terrible cross. It's straight back to Juve. And Juve play away. Oh, and a great win back by Gundogan off Kalulu. Walker. City have woke up a bit, playing the ball a bit quicker here, but it's too late. We shouldn't have to concede to start doing that. And De Bruyne gives it away here. And here's Vlahovic for Juventus. And Dusan Vlahovic. And he flicks one over top to Conceição here. And he's up against Joško Vardiel. A heavy touch by him, but Conceição drives at Vardiel. Conceição pulls the trigger. Blocked by City. Grealish picks it up. Grealish takes it round Savona into Doku. And Gatti with great defending against Doku. Throw into Juve. Doku takes a touch. He takes a push in the back from Gatti. And the referee says no free kick throw-in. Well, Phil Foden is warming up, but whether that be the change that City need, I don't know. Foden's not been good at all this season. Kalulu. Danilu's took a heavy touch there. Back to Diogorio. And a ball forward. Gundogan wins the header against Koopmeiners. De Bruyne back to Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan takes it round Koopmeiners. Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan onto Grealish here. Jack Grealish shoots! Grealish! Wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva! Blocked away by Danilo. Good play from Grealish, but Bernardo Silva, we haven't got a single player who looks like scoring. That's the problem. Great play from Grealish. He lays it off to Bernardo in space, but I never thought this was going in the back of the net. He rolls it towards the far post. It's a good block by Danilo. There's no pace in that shot by Bernardo Silva. Corner ball for Juve to defend against. Kevin De Bruyne to swing one in for Manchester City. De Bruyne. In it goes. Terrible cross, easily away by Juventus. Gundogan takes it down. Back out to De Bruyne. Back into Gundogan, who gives it straight back to Juve with a poor first touch. City have got three players round Yildiz here. And he runs away from them all. Brilliant from the young man. And long and away by Kalulu. Ruben Diaz flicks it back down to Vardiel. City can go again here. Go. No energy in the side at all. Grealish. Diaz. Kevin De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Back to Walker. Back to Bernardo Silva. Walker once again. Gundogan. Diaz. City trying to break them down. Gundogan the ball in behind towards Doku. It's a bit heavy. Doku keeps it in. Doku across the box. And Erling Haaland is a yard off again. Doku's offside anyway. But Erling Haaland here just never gambles across the near post, does he? Never gambles across the near post, Erling Haaland at all. Should Ederson have saved that at the far post? Vardiol shouldn't have lost the header. I mean, Vardiol's supposed to be an actual natural centre-back. But getting bullied in situations like that, you feel otherwise, don't you? Gundogan looks at Kyle Walker there. Kyle Walker, very unimpressed with Walker. I think that he didn't come across and block the cross. Thuram forward. Koopmeiners on. Here's Yildiz. Walker across. Yildiz past Walker. Ball in again. Ederson dropped it. Can't control it in City get away, but Ederson's had a shocker. Again there. Can't control the ball. And Gundogan clears it away. Haaland. Terrible hold-up play by Haaland, who's fighting for it. He's still going here. Here's Grealish. Back into Haaland here. Haaland drives forward here. Past Locatelli. Wide left towards Jeremy Doku. He's got Grealish behind him. Doku. Locatelli dives in on Jeremy Doku here. No free kicks as the referee. But no runners with Doku either to make the pass to him anyway. Conceição plays it back. Savona. We expect Doku to beat 3 players, don't we, really? Well, the City side seem very frustrated. I mean, they've had 3 shots on target to our 1. So you could say that they probably deserve the goal. We've completed a lot of passes, we've had a lot of possession. We've done absolutely nothing with it. And that's same old Manchester City at the moment. Koopmeiners, Vardy on the back of him. Fouls Koopmeiners. Free kick. Vardiol reaching round. Koopmeiners can't get there. It's poor by Vardiol. It really has been very poor recently for Manchester City. Danilo. Kalulu. Thuram. Kalulu. Locatelli. Thuram back round the corner to Kalulu. Thuram. Too easy. It's way too easy for Juve. Just the sort of athleticism, the energy, the intent of that City press isn't there. The players just look done. Long ball forward to Vlahovic. Diaz doesn't win it. Good play by Vlahovic against Diaz. He's been pulled down by Diaz there. That's a foul by Ruben Diaz. Referee says no free kick. I don't know how. And here's Ilkay Gundogan. And into De Bruyne. It's an overhit pass, but De Bruyne controls it. De Bruyne. Wide to Doku. Haaland in the middle. But that's it. Just one man in the box. De Bruyne back to Doku here. Doku across the box. What a ball. And Haaland doesn't go for it. The frustrating thing with City is there. Why have we only got one man in the box when Doku crosses that? Haaland goes near post. Who's going to the far post? No one. Haaland goes near post. No one's far post. Only one man in the box, which is Erling Haaland. Why is Haaland the only man in the box? Why has no one else got an intent to score a goal? Who else wants to score a goal on this City side? Haaland runs near post. Doku plays it far post. No one there. One man in the box. One man in the box. Bernardo wins it back here for City. And he wins his side a corner. But one man in the box. Bernardo Silva should be in the box. Gundogan should be in the box. There's no use putting crosses into the box when we've got one man in there. I mean, for the Juve goal, they have one man in the box, I think, as well. Gundogan. City take the corner short. Walker. Back to Gundogan. Just devoid of ideas, City. And from the set pieces, it's even worse. De Bruyne. Terrible pass by De Bruyne. Intercepted by Juve. Conceição on the spin here. Counter for Juve. Pass forward. Walker just intercepts it just into De Bruyne. Lets it run across his body here, De Bruyne. On towards Grealish. Come on, Grealish, go. Grealish against Kalulu. Back into De Bruyne. There's so much space. De Bruyne. Wide to Doku. Jeremy Doku across the box again. Juve block it away. Back out to Bernardo Silva. De Bruyne. Ilkay Gundogan. Shot blocked again. Walker takes it. Walker with a terrible pass, but City get it back. Well, City throwing chances at Juve here, but every shot is blocked. Juve, a gallant effort defensively. Unlike Manchester City, who are a real soft touch defensively. Diaz. Rico Lewis. Jack Grealish for Manchester City off the left-hand side. Doku's gone right now. Bernardo's gone centrally. Here's Ilkay Gundogan. Walker. Gundogan. Gundogan. Rico Lewis. Gundogan. Rico Lewis. In towards Bernardo Silva. In behind left to Jack Grealish, who does keep it in here. Tackle on him by Locatelli. So Manchester City throw him. But City, where'd the goals come here today? Because we're going to have to get at least 2 to get the 3 points. I don't think a point's going to be enough at the end of it. Vardiol, Rico, Bernardo Silva. In towards De Bruyne, and space wide right for Doku. De Bruyne shoots. Should he have gone to Doku? De Bruyne shoots and drags it wide. Should De Bruyne have gone wide right to Doku there? Instead he says, I'm going for goal. I think the keeper would have saved it if it was on target. But it's dragged wide by Kevin De Bruyne. New Manchester City turn to Phil Foden perhaps to come on. I'm not quite sure. Long ball by De Gregorio. Walker beats Yildiz. Heads it into an area where Danilo goes and wins it back and plays it back in behind. Diaz under pressure and he nods it straight back down towards Ederson. Calmly done. Here's Vardiol. For Manchester City, Joško Vardiol wide left to Doku. He's gone back out to that side now, Jeremy Doku. Ruben Diaz. Walker. No options at all for Kyle Walker. He's got to go back here towards Diaz. Grealish finds a pocket of space. Grealish. Doku. Good running by Doku here. Back to Rico Lewis. Ruben Diaz. Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan for Manchester City. Wide right to Kyle Walker. Gundogan again. Rico Lewis. Grealish has gone wide left now. Doku's gone wide right. Bernardo's gone more centrally. Grealish up against Savona here. Grealish back out towards Vardiol. Edge of the box to Ilkay Gundogan. Gundogan shoots! Oh! And pushed over the bar by De Gregorio. Not really enough power in it from Ilkay Gundogan. Just purely placement. He placed it towards the top corner. City take it quickly. De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Gundogan. Back to Bernardo Silva. Back onto Gundogan. Gundogan across the box. Sliding by Gatti. And they've got a goal kick from it. Ilkay Gundogan can't get the cross in. He's too slow. And it's a good tackle by Gatti. And it comes off Gundogan for a corner. Gundogan swings on towards the top right-hand corner. De Gregorio makes a very good save. Expected save, really, I think, but a good save. And changes for Juve now. Leaving the field is number 19, Khephren Thuram, and he's replaced by Weah, Timothy Weah, and also Conseil Shower leaves the field for Weston McKennie. So it's more the other way around. McKennie will play in that centre area for Thuram. And Conseil Shout, he is coming off for Weah. So 2 Americans enter the field for Juventus here. So long ball from De Gregorio here. Sent forward. Ruben Diaz fouled by Vlahovic, can't win the header. Vardiol does. Gundogan clears it away. He's kicked by Yildiz. It's a free kick, Manchester City. Here's Rico Lewis for Manchester City. Be nice if he passed it forward for once, Lewis. Grealish, Lewis. Vardiol. Diaz. Wide right to Jeremy Doku. Just keeps it in, Doku. He apologises for that. Poor touches by Doku. Nunez level that, where he just forgets the ball. Vardiol. Bernardo Silva here. Onto Jack Grealish. Grealish for City, who's off the left again now, Grealish. Grealish cuts inside. Into Bernardo Silva. Good play. Bernardo still. Back out to Grealish. Good pass. Grealish going to give to Rico Lewis there. Decides against it. Grealish. Back onto Bernardo. Back to Grealish again. We need 2 goals here, City. No use messing around with it. Get a goal. Gundogan. Diaz. Wide right to Doku. Up against Danilo here. Doku. Got 2 up against him here, Doku. Nearly skips past Danilo, does actually really well to defend it. And Danilo forward. And Koopmeiners in space here, and Ruben Diaz gets there. And he clears down for a throw in. Well done, Diaz. Koopmeiners picks up and throws it quickly in behind towards Dusan Vlahovic. And Diaz across against it. But Vardiol is there, and he passes it back to Edison right when Vlahovic is on him. Brave by Vardiol. Good, well played, though. Held the nerve, Vardiol and Edison there. Now Ilkay Gundogan drives forward with the ball for Manchester City over the halfway line. In towards Rico Lewis. Wide to Grealish. Back into Rico Lewis. Juventus drilled so well defensively. Gundogan. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Wide left towards Jack Grealish from Manchester City. Grealish up against Savona. Grealish cuts inside. Grealish looks to cross it. He sides against it. Onto Rico Lewis instead. Rico with a big switch of play out towards Jeremy Doku here. Who's one-on-one with Danilo. Doku skips down the outside. Doku back into Walker. Can he cross it? He can. Walker does cross it. Bernardo can't win the header. Away by Gatti. Back out to Vardiol. Looked like he's going to shoot there, Vardiol. Vardiol still. Vardiol cross across the box. Wins another corner for his side. City pushing for that equaliser. But it's more than an equaliser the City side need. Well, Doku on the right side, they always know he's going to go on the outside, don't they, really? Danilo knew that. Grealish. De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Does decides against the cross. He drops Yildiz. De Bruyne. Shoots De Bruyne. It's a mile over the bar by Kevin De Bruyne. And behind for a goal kick for Juve. A Juve side that seem unflustered here. And Manchester City have to be the team that every team wants to play against. Because, you know, if you just sit back against us, you'll be fine. We won't create a chance. Well, City have got to do something from somewhere. Pick something up. You've got to pick something up from somewhere. City have to come up with an idea. Well, Vlahovic's goal is the difference, isn't it? And it's looking unlikely that City get another one here. It might just be a 1-0 this. Jack Grealish up against Savona here. Grealish. Vardiol. Cross to Diaz. Ruben Diaz for Manchester City. Rico Lewis. Diaz. City have got to make changes here, but I'm sure Pep Guardiola will wait till the 90th minute to do so. When it's 2-0. Walker. Just no idea. We pass to Walker, we pass to Diaz. We pass to Vardiol, we pass to Diaz. We pass to Walker, we pass to Diaz. Every now and again, Gundogan or Rico Lewis will drop deep and try and get involved in the game. And they'll pass backwards as well. De Bruyne. Drifting inside De Bruyne. Rico Lewis. Vardiol. Gundogan. Poor first touch by Gundogan. Then he gives it away. Koopmeiners chases down Vardiol here. Back to De Bruyne. Back in towards Rico Lewis. City win it back though. From the poor Ilkay Gundogan pass. Rico. Bursting forward Rico Lewis, does he? No. Sideways to Gundogan. It's someone else's job to try and work this forward, says Rico Lewis. Here's Jeremy Doku running at Danilo, and Danilo just takes it off Doku. Very good defending by Danilo. I tell you what, we could do with him at fullback at the moment, Danilo. And the Juventus have cut us open now. And Yildiz plays the ball in behind to Weah. And he's one-on-one with Rico Lewis. It's Timothy Weah across the box. Blocked by Lewis. Back into the middle. Chance here for Yildiz. Weston McKennie makes it 2-0. And it's game over. Juventus 2, City 0. And they've been battered again. Sit back and counter. And let us pass it round you. Juventus 2, Manchester City 0. Terrible from City, who are going to crash out the Champions League. We are out. For certain we're going out. I am very certain we're going out. Done on the counter. Rico Lewis is just the most pointless fullback ever. And Juventus make it 2-0. What a finish on the volley by Weston McKennie. Rico Lewis at the far post. Really, really poor from Rico Lewis at the far post. And it's 2-0 Juve. And that, I think, is game. Because there's no way Manchester City come back from here. So easy cut open. So easily beaten. And City, I don't think you even go into the Europa League anymore, do you? That is it. Once you go out of the Champions League, you are out. So no Europa League to save City's season. It looks like we're just crashing out of the Champions League. Walker brings it forward for City. And he passes it straight back to Juve. And out for a throw-in. Well, Savinho's coming on for City, but it's too late. I said Pep will make changes when we're 2-0 down. He's waited till we're 2-0 down. He's waited too long. He's waited for the Juventus second goal, Pep Guardiola. And then he makes the changes. Here's Vlahovic. There's so much space on the far side here for Yildiz. And he's going to run at Kyle Walker here. And he won't come up against an easier fullback than Kyle Walker at the moment. And Yildiz in behind towards Danilo. Across it to the far post here. Chance for Juve again. And City just get it away. Bernardo Silva. City just not attacking at all. No pace, no counter-attacking opportunity. Here's De Bruyne for City. Wide to Doku. Back to Walker. Well, Danilo, who made the challenge for the goal. Fantastic play by Danilo. Fantastic play by Danilo, by the way. He's been brilliant for Juve at the full-back role. Here's Grealish. Vardiol. Back into Ilkay Gundogan. Can City find a way through here? I don't think so. City get battered everywhere they go, says Crazy FP. He's certainly right. Bernardo Silva, chance here. Could fall to Haaland. It won't. Because creating a chance for City, we're allergic to it. We're allergic to it. Manchester City. Just terrible. We're just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Rico Lewis at the back post on the goal, the second goal. Just so many players, I think, unfortunately, moving on. And City are in big trouble here in the Champions League. We're certainly going out. We've got 1 point of going out, and we've got to play Paris Saint-Germain yet away from home. I mean, I can't see us getting a win there. Probably lose to Club Brugge at home. City are out of the Champions League. And if they don't do, they're going to scrape through to the qualifying round, the playoffs, and probably get knocked out there anyway in a two-legged tie. So, and it just means more games for the City team that is small, has got no energy. But yeah. Shocking defending by City. Really shocking defending. Ruben Dias going crazy at his team there. The midfield not running back. No energy in the midfield, so he's not going to get supported. Erling Haaland trying to motivate the players a little bit. I mean, Kyle Walker trying to motivate the players is just... Both of those players wouldn't motivate me at all at the moment. Doku off, Savinho on. 2-0, Juve, and I see no way back for City at all. So Doku off, Savinho on, that's the only change. So a like-for-like change for City. We take off one winger for another. No attacking intent. I mean, Rico Lewis is playing further forward. He should be nowhere near the starting 11, Rico Lewis. He really shouldn't. There's Savinho for City. Being asked to do something today. Up against Danilo, who puts a foot in. I tell you what, Danilo is better than every single fullback in our team. He's better than Rico Lewis. He's better than Kyle Walker. He's probably better than Vardiol today. And we sold him. We swapped him for Cancelo. Here's Vlahovic. Back to Danilo and long and away by Juve. Taken down by Vardiol with a heavy first touch. He goes back to Rico Lewis. We need to get Rico Lewis away from the team somehow. We need to get Kyle Walker away from the team somehow. City need to find some fullbacks from somewhere because these two are just nothing that we need at all. Here's Ruben Dias and wide towards Savinho. Savinho back to Walker. Gundogan. Vardiol. Back to Gundogan. In towards Rico Lewis. Bernardo Silva. Grealish. Vardiol. Ilkay Gundogan. In towards Kyle Walker. No idea what to do. Back to Gundogan. Wide towards Grealish again, who's unsupported on that left-hand side. So it's easy to just double up against him. Absolutely nothing. Grealish does the same thing over and over again. Just pass it back to Gundogan. Walker again. Wide to De Bruyne. I think tactically City are poor as well. I think Pep Guardiola really needs to change things because it's not working. Wide to Savinho. Savinho here. Up against two again, so he's got nowhere to go. He goes back to De Bruyne. Swings one in. It's easily headed away by Juve. Counters on again here. Yildiz. Savinho goes and works it back for his team. On to Ruben Diaz and back towards Ederson. And this game is exactly what Juventus want. Sit back, defend and hit City on the counter. And it's so easy. It's so easy. Diaz. De Bruyne. Savinho. Switches the play towards Jack Grealish. Arsenal 2-0 up against AS Monaco. Which is big for them. Very big for them. Walker. In towards Grealish, who's found a central position here. Grealish. Skips back inside. Grealish fouled here by Juve. Free kick Manchester City. Manchester City struggling. Struggling all game. Struggling to create. The midfield, I mean, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva in the midfield is just never going to work. And City are going out of the Champions League here. Free kick Manchester City here, but I am, yeah. Chris is here for his late arrival. This isn't going well, says Chris, yet. I mean, I'm struggling to find absolutely any positives in this City team. I mean, the full-backs are terrible. The midfield is terrible. No, can't create a chance. Can't do anything. Away by Juve. And out for a throw into City. I mean, City get to January. But what can you actually do to improve this team? Because there's no way we can sign 2 full-backs, a centre-back, 3 midfielders, a striker, new wing. We can't sign all those players in January, can we? It's a full news team. It's not happening. Vardiol. Grealish. Grealish for City. Little drop of the shoulder. Jack Grealish for Manchester City. He's give it away here. So poor from Grealish. Then he goes and fouls the Juve player. They're on the counter. The referee blows it for a free kick. And the first yellow card of the game goes to Jack Grealish today. First yellow card of the day goes to Jack Grealish. And Turpan. We're actually very poor. And it feels like City's season is over. 1 win in 10 games for Manchester City. And that tells you all you need to know. Absolutely all you need to know about this side. 1 win in 10 games is relegation form. Kyle Walker has been... I mean, I think Kyle Walker gets maybe unfair criticism at times, but... You know, he's scapegoated, but he's not scapegoated at all, Kyle Walker. He's co-captain. You expect better. Chris says, has there been any City players that perform well? Kevin De Bruyne has been okay. Doku was relatively lively. But yeah, that's about it. Gundogan, as much as he does passing it sideways, when he has to run back, he doesn't do it. The same for Bernardo Silva. Haaland had his big chance. He missed it. Ederson has been calamitous in goal. Ruben Diaz has been okay, but he's part of the defence, so I can't actually put him in terms of playing well. Grealish, poor. Walker, diabolical. The same for Rico Lewis, who feels like the most pointless footballer there is. And then Joshua Vardiol, who gets bullied for the goal. Weak. Terrible. Yeah, just nothing. There's no positives to say. I can't take a single positive out of this again. For City, you know they're going out of the Champions League now. And I think we've got to change our style in a way. We need to play with attacking fullbacks overlapping the wingers or something like that. Sounds like the old school report, says Chris. Nothing positive. Yeah. Well, I think we need to play with like fullbacks overlapping the wingers or something like that, so the wingers can get a bit of chance of one-on-one situations. At the moment, Every time you give it to the wingers, Doku or Savinho, you're saying basically you're going to have to beat 3 men. And it's not working. Gundogan, Savinho. Pass forward, it deflects into De Bruyne's pass. Did you get a bit lucky here? De Bruyne crosses one in, it misses everyone! And Juve deal with it again. Too easy. Way too easy. And Bernardo Silva is starting a bit of arguments now. And Bernardo Silva's going to get a yellow card here. Yellow card for Bernardo Silva for pushing Gatti, who pushed him. Well, Gatti, I think, just gives Bernardo Silva a bit of a push there when he presses the goalkeeper. So Bernardo Silva just gives him a bit of a push there. And Gatti does the traditional Italian hand movements. And it's a free kick to Juve now. And Juventus are but they've been the better side, Juve. They've been the better side. They've scored their chances when they've created them. They've put their bodies on the line to defend for the team. They are things that Manchester City haven't done. Foul by Kyle Walker now. A free kick for Juve. But City, we're doing okay in midfield, but at times passing it around, we can pass it side to side better than anyone. Grealish comes off for Nunes now. We are better at passing it from side to side than any team in the world. I'll give the team that. But actually, at doing anything else, at scoring goals, at defending, we're terrible. Over top here by Locatelli to Douglas Luiz. Another foul by Kyle Walker. Referee says no, it's a goal kick for City. But I mean, Walker launched it to Ederson. You might as well give up, City, because there's no use looking like you want to try and win this game 87 minutes in when you're 2-0 down, when you haven't for the rest of it. Walker. Walker trying to find a pass. There's just no passes at all. There's no one to pass to. There's nothing to do. Vardiol. Nunes. Locatelli. Brilliant challenge by Locatelli to throw in for City. He's been very good in the midfield for Juve. Remember Locatelli, very, very good. Dusan Vlahovic for the goal. He was a good hard worker up top. Yildiz was exciting off this left-hand side. But I mean, to be fair to Yildiz, not that I want to downplay him, but you're playing against Kyle Walker. I think that Kyle Walker would make quite a lot of us, even us in the comments, look quite good at football if we come up against him. And so would Rico Lewis. Matheus Nunes. City go sideways and backwards. Vardiol. Walker into De Bruyne. De Bruyne tries to play it forward. He gives it away by Weston McKennie. Chested down Danilo. Against Bernardo Silva here, Danilo. Spins on it, gives it back away to City. Ilkay Gundogan. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo crosses one in, it doesn't find anyone. Haaland's not quite interested, and Juventus get it away again. Walker chests it down towards Ruben Diaz. Centrally to Gundogan, he flicks it around the corner to Vardiol. Nunes in space, Vardiol finds him. Matheus Nunes. The players just pass it to each other and say, do something magical. No, you do something magical. No, you do something magical. No, you do something magical. And none of them have got it, so it's never going to work. Gundogan. Nunes. Matheus Nunes to Manchester City. Cross to Kyle Walker. Bernardo Silva. City passing it around the box, messing around with it. When we're 2-0 down and got 3 goals to score here. Gundogan passed it back to Ruben Diaz. Are we stupid? Is this team stupid? Why are we passing backwards at 2-0 down at 89 minutes? We've got to get balls into the box. We've got to try and score. We've finally got 3 men in the box. Finally, there is more than 2 men in the box. And we're going backwards. De Bruyne the ball through to Vardiol. Out to Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis shoots deflected into the hands of the goalkeeper. City are saying handball. The referee says no. As Lewis shoots, was it handball? It hits the hand of Gatti. Let's see here. He puts his arm out and blocks it with his arm. The referee says no penalty, but it did take a deflection first. Kyle Walker with a terrible header straight to Timothy Weah. Nunes goes and wins it back for City. Nunes, get going, Mateus. Get running. Get running. Matheus Nunes Mateus Nunes gets the ball, doesn't want to run, just passes it out for a throw-in. Look at it, it's a Juve player. No intention of going forward with this City team. De Bruyne. All the City fans that have travelled to Turin, De Bruyne looks very frustrated with his team. He's just passed it, turned around and spoke to Pep Guardiola there. There's no movement, there's no nothing. Savinho. Manchester derby this weekend. Oh my word. That's going to be horrific when City get beat 5-6-0 against United, because United are terrible, but I don't know if they're this bad. At least they can score in the counter, United. City can't. Can't score goals. We can't defend either. 2 added minutes. We've played 1 already, and City have spent the full minute passing it round the back. We're playing like we're 3-0 up. Gundogan gives it away, and Juventus win it back again. Locatelli, Weyer. Vardiol fouls in, free kick Juve. We're playing like we're 3-0 up. And Pep Guardiola has done it again. 1 win in 10. There's nothing City can do. Well, Rico Lewis's shot was going in the back of the net. It touched the arm of Gatti, but they said no penalty. 30 seconds remain. Manchester City are done. Throw into Juve. Rico Lewis does a lot of shouting at the officials. Doesn't do much defending though, does he? He can shout at the linesman all he wants. But when he's playing well, he's an absolute shocker. The Juventus players are ready to run on the field and celebrate here. It's a big win for them against Manchester City. And that is full time. Manchester City, they've beaten by Juve again. 1 win in 10 for Manchester City. And that defeat all but certainly knocks Manchester City out of the Champions League, I think. That is City out. A top 8 finish is done. And that is it. There doesn't seem to be any agencies this past. They're losing, showing no agencies. Yeah, I mean, the players even look interested that they've lost today. They don't. They might, you know, shout at the officials a few times, but they're not bothered. They're absolutely not bothered. Full time, Juventus 2, City 0. Thank you for joining us, guys. Another defeat for City. 1 win in 10. And it only gets worse from here. I don't see it getting any better. And we've got to rip things up and start again if we're going to get anywhere in this City side. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys. Not for the derby this weekend. I'll be at the game. Might be unfortunately that I'll be at the game. And we'll see you next time.